Happy December, everybody. So, hope you're all doing okay after our first, what I call our first, for many of us, holiday hangover. Um, Thanksgiving in the US, that many of us, many of you listening have been through. So, hopefully, you were able to find some joy and nurture yourself. And, again, just have that compassion if you get triggered, if anything comes up, which is what we're going to be focusing more on December. So, kind of the theme that came in for December, the word was awareness. That was the word when I was tuning in, meditating, and just asked, what is December about? And it was like awareness. And I was like, awareness of what? What they said was deeper awareness of our wounds, right? What wounds we still hold. And we know we have a wound when we get triggered. And also deeper awareness of the patterns that have still been running us. And a lot of us, you know, I'm going to talk about a little bit to those that are new about the 3 Ps. So those of you who have been with me a while know perfection, people pleasing, and pretending to be superhuman are all to extreme, are all unhealthy patterns that we picked up in childhood in order to get love, approval, avoid conflict, stay safe. And many of us are still being run by those today, which we know ends up creating illness and unhappiness and not great relationships and, kind of all of that stuff. So that's what's coming in big time is awareness, and awareness of past wounds that are still unresolved and also unhealthy patterns. And I'm not surprised that this would come up in December because pretty much everyone on the planet celebrates Christmas, Hanukkah, to something in that category, right? During the month of December. And we know that with these celebrations, oftentimes we spend time with our family of origin, right? Our bio family, our adoptive family, if you were adopted, that we go and spend more time, many of us. And then you've got just the other pressure of the holidays, which everyone wants it to be perfect. So you not only are spending time with people that were part of the original wound, I'm going to say, wounds and unhealthy patterns that cause the unhealthy patterns. But then we've got that just the pressure of perfection of the holidays as well. So it's like anytime that you are with family, it's an opportunity to look at what's still there, right? What unhealthy pattern or role am I falling back into that I totally did as a child? And I'm seeing it now on a deeper level, right? I'm seeing that this is still to some degree running me. So that's there. And then we also have, and this goes along with it, the theme of act versus react or stuff. Okay. So many of us have, now what do I mean, right? What do I mean by act versus react stuff? So let's say somebody says or does something, right? Something happens. And if we go into a strong reaction, strong fear, strong anger, right? We have a big emotion, let's just say, or maybe a small emotion, right? Maybe you feel it and then you stuff it down. When that happens, we will either, right, react, which is coming from a place of big emotion, or we will stuff it, maybe some of both, right? And we know that neither of those are healthy. So it's about learning to act, right? So we either might need to say something, do something, but from a place of calmness, groundedness, firmness, maybe even kindness or compassion if we need to set a boundary with somebody around the way they're treating us, right? Whether it's them criticizing us, etc. So we might need to act and set a boundary of some sort, but we don't want to do it from a place of, "Ah," right? Of yelling and screaming, which is unfortunately what we often do. We want to be able to acknowledge, okay, I'm really triggered by this, and give yourself some space until you can move through the react and not stuff, but be able to then go and have that conversation or that text or that email or whatever it needs to be. Whether it's with a partner, parent, a sibling, a boss, right? Um, that we're able to get into that space of work through the strong emotion, not stuff it, and then go have the conversation, text, email from a place. We don't even want to send an email from a place of anger, right? We want to get into a calm, grounded space and share whatever it is we need to express with compassion, kindness, and firmness. Right. So we talked a lot about this in November with the truth and boundaries key that we were focusing on. So those are the two big pieces this month, right? So awareness was the big thing that came in, and then the secondary, right? Awareness of the wounds, the patterns, the unhealthy patterns, and then the tools to shift those, but then also the act from a place of calm, compassionate, firm, kindness versus react and or stuff. You know, I believe that's why a lot of us have these, you know, it's not just emotional eating. I was going to say just emotional eating, but these stuffing patterns, right? The stuffing patterns of the big ones are food, alcohol, drugs, including smoking of any kind, and spending, right? That's a big one, spending, and staying really busy. I would say, you know, also trying to fix other people's problems, which is part of staying busy for some of us. So those are the big stuffing patterns that, you know, we typically fall into because honestly, we haven't learned, most of us haven't learned the tools and haven't practiced, even if we know what to do, we haven't practiced it enough to be able to act versus react or stuff and or stuff. So with that, if you'd like to go deeper and receive some more support this month, some opportunities for that, we are doing on December 4th, the Stop Stuffing live workshop. I was just talking about stuffing. So if you're someone who typically stuffs, and we all do to some degree, as much as I've worked on it, it can still happen. Right. So you might want to join us for that live workshop. You can find the details below this video. And you might also want to join me for the Love and Relationships Key 8 program this month. We're going to be looking at our relationship blueprint. And again, I picked this month to do relationships because the holidays have a lot to do with relationships. I mean, everything does, but the holidays especially. A lot of stuff around that. So if you would like to receive more love and support in your relationships and clear out those limiting beliefs and fears keeping you from that, you might want to join us for that. And then the third option this month is we are starting the Release the 3 Ps program. So I mentioned it earlier, perfection, people pleasing, pretending to be superhuman. So we're going to be starting that program this month. So again, you can find the details for all of those below. And yeah, I'm just sending you guys so much courage to do this work and so much gratitude for doing this deeper work that I know is often challenging and doesn't always feel fun, like rainbows and unicorns, right? Personal growth evolution is not always fun, not always pleasant, but when we're doing it as a group, it can feel a little bit more doable and even a little bit more supportive and fun, of course. So I hope to see you in one of those or all of those options and look forward to supporting you. And feel free to like this video if you're watching it on YouTube, and feel free to share it for anybody you think it would benefit. All right. Happy holidays, you guys. And I look forward to seeing you some other time this month in one of the programs. And definitely as we are going to be sliding into 2024. I can't believe it. Oh, it's so bizarre to me to think we're in 2024. Yeah. So that reminds me, there's one other option that begins at the end of the month called Expand as we wrap up 2023 and I help you transition with ease and grace and excitement to 2024. Right? You can find that below. Love you guys. Bye.